everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. We have a lot of juicy royal tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So yesterday in my video we talked about an awesome royal relic that was found to be traced back to the time of King Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. So one of my favorite times is War of the Roses and then the Tudors. Well, people have just discovered some secret letters dating back over 500 years to Mary, Queen of Scots. And apparently these 55 letters were during her last 20 years of life, where she was imprisoned. Now, the story about Mary, Queen of Scots and Elizabeth I mainly has to do with the fight for the crown of England and religion. You know, Mary, Queen of Scots was Catholic, Elizabeth I was Protestant. Many people in England felt that Elizabeth I was illegitimate due to the fact her father, King Henry VIII, divorced Catherine of Aragon, changed the religion to Protestant, and married her mother, Anne Boleyn. Now, a lot of people felt that she was illegitimate and that her cousin, Mary, Queen of Scots, who was Catholic, was the rightful heir to the throne. So Mary posed a threat to Elizabeth I, whether she wanted to be a threat or not. Unfortunately, Mary, Queen of Scots, was forced to abdicate her throne in Scotland in 1567. So Mary in 1567 fled to England to get help from her cousin Elizabeth I. Now, there are many misconceptions. Was she a real prisoner? Apparently she lived in castles, she had a huge staff. Elizabeth paid for all of that, kind of protected her, but at the same time Mary was kind of an enemy or a threat to Elizabeth. It is rumored that she went to 17 different castles during this time with her staff, that she was a prima donna. There's rumors she just sat around and did needlepoint. However, these new 55 letters with their very intricate symbols that were very hard to decipher proved otherwise, that Mary was in fact trying to overthrow Queen Elizabeth I to take the throne, and she knew everything that was going on in the political atmosphere between England, Scotland, and Ireland. So she was executed on February 8th, 1587. But these letters give an insight into what was happening and what she was doing during this time period. Now, ironically, her son, James, became James I of England and James VI of Scotland when his mother was killed and upon the death of Elizabeth I. But it's just fascinating to have another piece of history blown open. So there is a link where you can go, I believe, and read the letters. Apparently this was a very intricate cipher of these letters, that these symbols were very hard to follow, but 3 professionals finally decoded all of her letters, and it's just fascinating to learn more about this historical woman. So let me know what your thoughts are on finding these 55 hidden letters from Mary, Queen of Scots. So has Meghan Markle found herself a brand new daddy, as in sugar daddy? There's rumors that Meghan Markle has become bosom buddies with an 89-year-old billionaire by the name of Gordon Getty. Now, I'm not saying they're having a salacious affair, but they're certainly new BFFs. There's one thing every girl needs, is a rich man with some deep pockets. Zsa Zsa Gabor has famously always said it is better to marry a generous man than a rich man, because rich men tend to be very stingy. However, Mr. Gordon Getty has 3 things that every grifter needs: money, generosity, and being old. Unfortunately, he meets all 3 of those categories, so it's ding, 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 we have a winner. Now, there's rumors that Meghan Markle has been booking the conference room at the Beverly Hills Hotel over the past couple of months. Now, whether she's meeting him there, we don't know. But many people suspect that Mr. Gordon Getty might be financing the future projects for Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan. Now, as we know, Meghan Markle has been trying to desperately separate herself from her husband professionally. They did a huge announcement last year that they were both going to have their own projects. However, every single time Harry does something, she seems to be a part of it. However, she is desperately trying to rebrand herself. Now, some people speculate that Meghan Markle wants to relaunch the Teague, and I have mentioned this several times on my channel. I've done a whole video on I believe Meghan Markle will release the Teague. Now, could Mr. Getty be financing the new branding of Meghan Markle? Because that is very, very expensive. And people forget that Meghan and Harry, although they do have money, they haven't gotten all of the money that they claimed from Netflix or from Penguin Random House, and they live a very expensive lifestyle. Now, they're talking about how they want to focus on their next positive projects, even though they've made the bulk of their money from trashing their families. They now want to focus on rom-coms and new projects. Well, all of those cost money, and let's be honest, Harry and Meghan don't want to use their own. So in comes Mr. Gordon Getty, the 89-year-old philanthropic billionaire who loves to donate his money to the arts. So let's just say he's the best friend a girl can have, and he definitely fits all of the boxes of a royal grifter. So his family, according to Lady Colin Campbell, they're a little bit concerned about this budding friendship, but a lot of people who are very, very wealthy tend to be very philanthropic. They also get involved in the arts, in movies, in music, etc. So it's not uncommon for people of his stature to get involved in creative projects, because in order for Harry and Meghan to executive produce these future projects, it's going to be millions upon millions of dollars, and they certainly do not want to finance it themselves. Also, let's be real here, Harry and Meghan have had their ups and downs, and let's just say Meghan likes to keep a couple of billionaires on her Rolodex. So Harry, son, are you looking behind you? I'm just saying, Meghan has got options. So will Prince Harry and Meghan Markle be forced to testify in the upcoming lawsuit from Samantha Markle against Meghan Markle? Apparently, the Duchess of Sussex has lost a legal bid to avoid giving evidence in a defamation claim brought on by her half-sister, Samantha Markle. Now, a Florida judge has denied Meghan's application that would halt the discovery process pending a motion to have the case dismissed. This means that Harry and Meghan will be forced to give a filmed deposition under oath if the case moves ahead. Now, we know that Samantha Markle, who is the oldest daughter of Thomas Markle and the half-sister of Meghan Markle, is suing Meghan Markle for defamation with damages up to $75,000. Now, this was over claims and statements that Meghan made during her March 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview and during her 2020 biography of Finding Freedom. According to Samantha Markle, these claims were false, they were defamatory, they subjected her to humiliation, shame, and hatred on a worldwide scale. She's also accusing Meghan of falsifying her rags to royalty upbringing and that it is at the expense of her family, these horrible things that she has said about them. So Miss Markle has formally requested that both the Duke and Duchess of Sussex give a recorded deposition under oath. Now she is asking that Meghan Markle make 38 separate admissions, ranging from the acknowledgement that Miss Markle regularly drove her to school and took her on shopping trips to the mall, a declaration that neither Queen Elizabeth nor the King were racist. Now, Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell ruled that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has not met the, quote, high standard required to stay recovery, but agreed to push back the deadline for submitting depositions from later this month until July. However, she did suggest that Meghan's attempt to have the case thrown out might have some merit. So there is a possibility the lawsuit can still be thrown out. But the fact that they were denied getting out of a deposition doesn't look good. So it's still not 100% clear if they will give the deposition, but it doesn't mean that they're not. So they could very likely be forced to give a filmed deposition under oath no later than July. I believe the court case is happening in October. Now this is huge, huge news for Samantha. Now remember, the last time Harry and Meghan went to court with the Associated Newspapers, it came out that Meghan and Harry lied under oath when they said they had nothing to do with the book Finding Freedom, and in fact they did. Meghan was busted for lying under oath not once, but twice. So this doesn't look good for them, that they have a history of lying. You know, that lawsuit with the Associated Newspapers, in my opinion, did not do Meghan and Harry any favors. If anything, it exposed more lies. It exposed the letters, the emails, the text messages between Jason Knopf and Omid Scobie and Harry and Meghan. It showed the callousness that she had about the letters, how they lied, how she gave false information to Omid Scobie to put in his book, how she personally gave it to Jason. And this is why Samantha is suing her, is because Meghan fully understood she was giving false information that were malicious about Samantha to be published in Finding Freedom. And that lawsuit with the Associated Newspapers is what blew it open. If she never would have sued that newspaper, nobody would have known about her collaboration with Omid Scobie and the emails and text messages that went through Jason Knopf. So in my opinion, that deposition could be very damaging to Harry and Meghan's credibility, especially if they ask them, did you spread false information about the royal family being racist? You know how they recently backtracked on those allegations. So the fact that they're having to expose themselves as liars once again under oath. You know, they can't keep perjuring themselves. So this is really going to be a difficult situation for Harry and Meghan, because it's going to open up a can of worms. You know, they've already been busted several times for lying, and now they have to go through a deposition once again. Now, apparently there were 38 separate admissions, and we don't know what all of them are going to be, but they said it could include the accusations of the racist comments they made toward the royal family. So this would kind of prove to the courts they do have a history of spreading false, malicious information about people. And I wonder if they're going to bring up the fact that they did in fact lie to the courts twice in the past. This could definitely help Samantha Markle's case. I really do hope it goes to trial, but we'll see. Again, it is not 100% sure that they are going to give a filmed deposition, but it certainly looks like it's just been delayed until July. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if this actually happens. So that's all of the royalty that I have for you today. What are your thoughts, guys, on the letters that were found linked to Mary, Queen of Scots? What do you think about Meghan Markle's budding new relationship with Mr. Gordon Getty? And what do you think about the fact that Harry and Meghan might be forced to testify and give a film deposition in the lawsuit between Meghan Markle and Samantha Markle? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check out my other YouTube channel, Royal Daily Tea, History, and Fashion. I will be releasing the first episode of Karina and the King on Sunday. So be sure, guys, to go over and check that out. Thank you for stopping by my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.